This is your WLAK Daily News Roundup for Lake Air, 107.5 FM and 1260 AM in Amory.
Civic Media News, I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. The Wisconsin Elections Commission today is formally rejecting a recall effort against Assembly Speaker Robin Vos. Commission staff issued a memo yesterday saying the recall group didn't collect enough valid petition signatures. Recall organizers are already trying again. Wisconsin is limiting pepper spray, restraints, and strip searches at youth prisons. Deputy Corrections Secretary Jared Hoy tells a state Senate committee that staff is now using better methods.
It's well documented that human beings are fundamentally more likely to change their behaviors when they make a choice to do so on their own, rather than using persuasion tactics, force, coercion, or punishment.
It's part of a court settlement 6 years ago after a scathing review of the Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake schools. Menominee Menominee tribe is suing the owners of Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Google. The tribe says those companies know their products are addictive and leading to more suicides for young Native Americans. The Menominee say Indigenous youth are especially vulnerable to social media's dark side. 4 big Wisconsin utilities are pledging to hire union workers for renewable energy projects tied to the Inflation Reduction Act. Union leaders say it helps to know that the jobs for wind and solar projects are as good as those for traditional energy.
It allows workers to focus on updating their skill sets to meet the needs of the project and not worry about are there concessions in wages and benefits.
Kent Miller is president of the Wisconsin Laborers District Council. Wisconsin's winter moratorium on utility disconnections ends Monday. There are options for people struggling to pay their heat and light bills. Utility companies work with customers behind on their payments to set up installment plans. State regulators will get involved when the two sides can't work things out. They're testing tornado sirens all over Wisconsin. Today is the annual statewide tornado drill. The drill gives people in schools, businesses, and homes across Wisconsin a chance to practice their tornado safety plans. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly. A section of I-35 near Duluth is set to close on Saturday for a planned construction project. According to the Minnesota Department of Transportation, northbound I-35 will be closed between 27th Avenue West and Garfield Avenue, and southbound I-35 will be reduced to one lane. The closures will be in place from 5:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. as crews remove bridge decks and install new roadway signs. A detour route will be signed for northbound drivers, directing them to Highway 2 across the Bong Bridge into Superior. The application period for the 2024 elk hunt in Wisconsin is now open. According to the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, applications for the elk hunt will be accepted through May 31st. Applicants will be required to choose between the Clam Lake Elk Range or the newly reopened Black River Elk Range. Elk license applications can be purchased through the Go Wild online license portal or in person through a licensed sales agent. The application costs $10 and is limited to one application per person. The Duluth Airport Authority unveiled the design and plans for its new air traffic control tower at a public meeting on Wednesday. The tower, which was built in the 1950s, no longer meets the required standards set by the Federal Aviation Administration, and the Airport Authority is still seeking additional funding to make the upgrades possible. The total cost of the project is expected to be around $66 million, of which $40 million is still needed. Officials are hoping for more funding from legislative sources. Construction on the Morris-Thomas Road in Duluth is set to resume on Monday. According to St. Louis County Public Works, officials expect to complete Phase 2 of the reconstruction project between Hutchinson Road and Piedmont Avenue. The stretch of road will be closed to through traffic until September, with a signed detour directing drivers to Haynes Road and Piedmont Avenue. The construction work will include the replacement of water mains and adding a new sidewalk, new curbs, and new gutters. Some Washburn business owners have shared concerns about how the Bayfield Street reconstruction project is affecting their businesses. According to a Northern News Now report, the massive project will add new pipes, utilities, and asphalt to a stretch of Highway 13, but businesses in the area say they're worried inadequate signage is going to drive customers away. Some businesses have taken to social media to connect directly with customers, while others have even considered sharing spaces with businesses in other areas. Union workers in Duluth took exception to a St. Paul-based contracting company getting hired to renovate Green Mill. According to a Northern News Now report, members of the Duluth Building and Construction Trades Council gathered outside Green Mill on Tuesday to criticize the company's choice, saying hiring an outside company brings down labor standards and takes money out of the community. The owner of Green Mill responded, saying his decision was based on design plans, experience, and cost. The Duluth Workforce Development Office is hoping to get more people into medical office support roles with a new course. According to a Northern News Now report, a new medical office training course will be offered in partnership with Lake Superior College and Duluth Adult Education. The 16-week program would prepare students to work in the front office or in patient registration roles at medical facilities around the region and will feature both in-person and online classes. The program is set to begin on April 29th. The Carlton School District is considering a switch to a 4-day school week. According to a Fox 21 report, the district is holding public hearings on a proposal to take either Fridays or Mondays off from school and adding an extra 25 minutes to the other 4 days. Many parents have expressed concerns about childcare for younger students, increased screen time, and an increased financial burden. Proponents of the plan believe it will benefit the mental health of the students and reduce the operational costs of the school. And that's what you need to know. For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly.
The Packers will play in Brazil. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The NFL made the announcement yesterday. It's the Packers and the Eagles for the first NFL game ever in Brazil. They'll play Friday night, September 1st, in a soccer stadium that once hosted the World Cup. I caught up with Packers president Mark Murphy on the tailgate tour in Beloit today, who says he has some concerns.
You know, it is a long trip. It's about a 12-hour flight, and just kind of working through some of the logistics for the league. But I'm confident things will work out with the league.
Baseball, despite some showers in Cincinnati, the Brewers had a steady flow of hits to beat the Reds 7-2. NBA, Giannis will be out for the next several weeks, but the Bucks last night beat the Magic 117-99. Doc Rivers asked this after the game.
What is it about that Bobby Portis, Pat Beverly duo that injects so much energy into the team?
They're both nuts, you know, in a very good way.
That's the Bucks head coach, Doc Rivers. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Who loves your pretty baby? Not your son, apparently. Frankie Valli and his son Emilio were granted a restraining order against Valli's other son, Francesco, who apparently threatened to harm or kill his brother and father. The New York Post reports that Francesco is battling an opioid addiction, and the threats escalated when his father cut him off financially. Grammy and Tony winner Valli has 6 children and has been married 4 times. Some fun films hit the theaters this weekend. If you like music, check out the Indigo Girls' It's Only Life After All, rating way more than fresh on Rotten Tomatoes with a 96%. If post-apocalyptic flair is your thing, check out Civil War, which is pulling in 90%. If you want nightmares about spiders for the rest of your life, check out Sting, and if you're in the mood for a good mystery comedy, check out Leroy, Texas. Let's go to the movies. Looking for something new to watch? Here's a Schwab-mendation. If you like noir, cool jazz, a good caper, and don't mind Colin Farrell, check out Sugar on Apple TV. Farrell plays a PI hired to find a billionaire's daughter, and his character says repeatedly that he doesn't like to hurt people, but does so quite a bit. Check it out. In testosterone news, John Cena gave the straight dope on the feud between Vin Diesel and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast, saying the feud started when Johnson joined the Fast Five cast in 2011 and did not see eye to eye with Diesel. The two sparred over social media at times, but seemed to make up when they appeared together in the credits sequence for Fast 10. My guess is that the spat was over who was the more mediocre actor or who was compensating more with their fake name. Fans of the TV show Parks and Rec have a new tell-all book to look forward to. Jim O'Hare is the scribe of Welcome to Pawnee, Stories of Friendship, Waffles, and Parks and Recreation. The 62-year-old O'Hare played Jerry Gergich on the show and documents his time from his first audition to the series finale. Parks and Rec ran from 2009 to 2015. O'Hare raves about the kindness of the cast and crew. Parks and Rec can be streamed on Peacock. The set of The View had to be evacuated after a fire broke out in the studio next door. People magazine reports that The View hosts said they had nothing to do with the fire, and it was not their hot topics that started it. The fire started next door at the Tamron Hall show. Hall had to play a rerun and told her audience the incident was caused by a grease fire in the kitchen. Authorities immediately suspected renowned arsonist Joy Behar, but her alibi checked out. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, every night between 7 and 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Mostly cloudy and becoming a little breezy here by later today. We have a chance of scattered showers at times as well. 61 will be the high. The wind northwest, 10 to 20 this morning, gusting to 25 to 30 by later this afternoon. Tonight, showers ending, clearing, low of 40. Tomorrow, sunny, breezy, high of 58. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Right now, it's 45.
That's your WLAK Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at lakeair.radio.